7 years. 7. That's how long it took me to start this project. And no, it's not because I was meditating on a mountain in Tibet. Brad Pitt fans will love this reference. It's because, well, life. This is so generic, right? So, okay, let me tell you how I got to this point. So the story begins in 2018. The same year when the Me Too movement went global, when Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un shook hands for the first time in history, and then Kim Jong-un went and shook hands with the South Korean president as well. Lots of handshaking for North Korea that year. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry got married, and Greta Thunberg went viral with her strikes for climate. So that year, I collaborated with a company to create 6 prayer rug designs. And you know how that works. You start looking for inspiration, looking for patterns, looking for color combinations. But instead of using traditional patterns, I thought, what if I took inspiration from Islamic geometric patterns in Europe? Because, hello, Muslims were here too. They built things, left their mark, stuff like that, you know? Well, I obviously missed the memo because I didn't know that. You know, we have so many examples of Islamic geometric patterns in Europe. Think about Spain, Granada, Seville, Cordoba in Italy, Sicily, Venice, even Mussolini's house in Rome has geometric patterns in it. And then the Balkan region, Bosnia, Macedonia, Hungary, even Austria. That's when I really started witnessing the diversity of Islamic geometric patterns across regions. And, you know, I went through a rabbit hole, to say the least, because even if the history was super rich, many of the buildings are not taken care of, the patterns are fading away, and it's just difficult to find good reference pictures online. But nevertheless, that brought me to think. Historically, you don't usually associate Europe with Islam, right? So if we have this variety here, what about the rest of the world? So I got to work really hard, like 16 hours a day to create those designs, and I sent them to the company, and then the company went MIA and the rugs never made it to the market. I'm gonna unpack this another time. I'm still not ready. I'm not still over this trauma. So years went by, and this idea of Islamic geometric patterns across different regions kept coming back to me. And you know, the term Islamic art is a very generic term, and it's used to describe a macrocosm of creativity, craftsmanship, genius. But it's the only term we have. And I remember back in the days when I was posting something about Islamic geometry, I always had a comment saying, oh, this is Moroccan art. Oh, this is Iranian art. Oh, this is Turkish art. So I started to wonder, how can I showcase all this variety, give justice to everyone, and still create unity instead of division? And suddenly something clicked. What if I create 24 small paintings, each inspired by Islamic geometric patterns from a different country, and then frame it all together, but in the style of postage stamps? Why postage stamp? Because they're so tiny, perfect for my miniatures, and they're collectible, and each one telling a story, and they were used for centuries to connect people through the old mail. Some patterns I picked are famous, such as those from the Alhambra. Others, more personal patterns I love and that speaks to me. It's like sending love letters to Islamic geometry. But why did it take you 7 years, Sandy? Good question. 2 words: teaching and burnout. I spent so much time teaching Islamic geometry that eventually I stopped painting, and a sprinkle of business stress managing 3 different businesses at the same time, and suspect case of ADHD, and voila, 5 years of procrastination and 2 years of not touching a brush. Like, I want to know, you guys, how do you stay consistent? Because there is a lot of chaos in my creativity. If you can let me know in the comments below, I highly appreciate it. Please. Even this video, I decided to do it after I painted the first postage stamp, and I decided to renovate my studio to make it look good for the video, for the camera. And then I spent 2,000 euros on camera, lenses, tripod, and then I almost decided not to do it. But I guess no one would watch a video titled "Why It Took Me 14 Years to Get Here," right? Anyway, what's important is that I'm finally doing it. 24 paintings, 24 countries, one journey through Islamic geometry. Because if this idea has been waiting 7 years, I think it's time. And I have no idea how it will gonna turn out. Maybe I'll love it, maybe I'll hate it, maybe I'll end up crying over a 5 centimeters painting on a 2 a.m. of a Tuesday. Let's hope for the first one. So follow along as I create these 24 paintings. I'll be sharing my progress, my thoughts, my mistakes. No. Let's be honest, I'm not ever gonna share those, sorry. But let's see where this takes us, right? So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Sandy Kurt, and see you next time. Bye!